Thank you so much for joining us on another edition, our 24th edition of Lunch Out Loud Ottawa. My name is Nick Pachuski.
And I'm Andrew Miller.
And of course, we're the podcast that explores the people, places, events, and of course, music that makes Ottawa an incredible city. Just want to thank all of our listeners for continually listening in and sharing the podcast with their friends, family, strangers, anyone they meet. So I hope you check out this episode. We're with Les Gagne from the Sparks Street BIA and the Sparks Street
Mall Authority.
There you
go.
Hey guys.
So I hope you stick around and check it out. And first, check this out. So the band you just heard there was the Goodluck Assembly. They'll be playing Blues Fest on Monday, July the 8th at 7 p.m. at the River Stage. So that'll be right before Rush on the main stage and Mother Mother on the same stage. I'll probably check out both of those. That song was Wait For Me. You can also, they're off their new album Demonstrations. They're having a CD, an album release party on May the 11th at Mavericks. So go there after, that's a Saturday night, so go there after watching some hockey. It's only $12 at the door, $10 online. Speaking of hockey, tonight's game 1, Ottawa Senators, Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, good rivalry.
Yeah.
It doesn't get any better, lads?
No, I don't think
first
so.
First time ever.
I mean, if either team has to go out, why not go out at least having a great rivalry right off the bat, you know? That feels more like playoffs. It's like our Stanley Cup, really. I mean, between the two teams. Let's face it, I mean, and everyone's going to hate me for this, but I don't think either of them are going to win the Stanley Cup. So, hey, what a great first series to get to, right?
And of course, I've lost you in another bet last night.
Yes, you did. You bet on Toronto like a fool, but that's fine, you know.
I'm used to losing bets to you now. It's pretty much game on. So, anyways, tell us about yourself a bit, like how this opportunity to lead Sparks Street, because everybody in the city is starting to talk about how Sparks Street is starting to transition into hopefully a place to go to downtown during the evening and on weekends, as opposed to just being there from 12 to 1 p.m. on summer.
Yeah, like it is right now.
Like it is right now.
It's bumping. I was just hanging out there on the patio, and it's crazy right now. But
we, it's funny, guys. I've tried to say to everybody that we've talked to that try and treat what we're doing right now as the new Sparks Street, because if we try and associate it with sort of the idea of a revitalization, what happens is that you sort of associate it with the heyday of, say, the 60s or early 70s when it was in its prime. So I think we're doing something a bit different. We're offering a whole different opportunity, and I think with the lineup and the stuff that we're doing, I think we're going to bring a whole different crowd down here, especially after 4 and on weekends. So we're really excited. How I found out about the opportunity. Yeah. Actually, I had some friends.
What were you doing before?
I was actually teaching at Algonquin College.
Yeah.
I was
really?
In the School of Business.
Oh, nice.
And I was doing some consulting on the marketing side. Prior to that, I was with Kiwanis Canada and the Caribbean as their executive director. So a friend of mine had said, listen, Les, found out about the opportunity down in Sparks. I think you should probably submit a proposal and a bit of a proposed strategy. And so I came down for the interviews, went through the process, and fortunately they saw something they liked, and here we are.
That's
6
amazing.
months,
How
8
long
months
ago
later.
was that?
That was probably end of May, so
Oh, wow.
a little under a year. We're
So
about
you've
10
done a
months
lot
in.
in just
I
8
think
months
so.
then.
I think we're doing something.
I'd definitely say
Why
so.
did he recommend the opportunity to you? Did you used to go complain about Sparks and go, there could be something so much better here? Why did he go, this is a perfect opportunity for you?
The primary reason I think he came to me is because there's two things. He knew my work with Kiwanis when I worked in Indianapolis as well, and so he knew that I was quite comfortable working in environments that needed to be turned around or an improvement made or whatever the case. And he knew that I liked a big challenge. So when you look at Sparks Street, we got an opportunity to change, to create something brand new. And what a neat opportunity when you're looking at so many different challenges at a government level, business level, whatever the case.
Dealing with NCC, dealing with
Public Works, the local government, the landlords, the businesses. He thought it was something that was right up my alley. So I think he made a good call.
Oh, absolutely. So before we talk more about this, what about you in Ottawa? Like, what are some of your favorite haunting grounds?
Well, as we've often said before, I mean, I used to live in Ottawa down through West Wellington area, Hintonburg.
Yeah, a little different nowadays, right?
Oh, my God. we left probably 2 years into that run that they're currently on, and near Wellington and Parkdale. So my wife now, we're actually looking to move back to the city and be closer to the core. But one of my favorite places, and hopefully, well, I know he's a huge Leafs fan, but is the Carlton. I wonder how much of the game he watched last night. But is the Carlton Tavern over on Parkdale. It's Sam and the guys are tremendous. It's got a real neat sense of community. They do a lot of great fundraising, and they're just one of those pillars of the Hindenburg community. So that's always
that one's been around for quite some time, right?
Yeah, do tremendous stuff in the community.
Is that the one closer to Scott Street on the west side of
It is right down from the Marché.
Yeah,
Parkdale Marché.
Excellent. We'll have to check that out.
Yeah, for sure.
Just tell Sam I said
big
hi.
Courts of 50 there. Or?
Oh, okay. Can't beat them.
Just guessing. I mean, I don't need to go there.
There's a couple floors.
Before we get to the New Year's Eve party, which basically launched the new, when it got people on Sparks Street going, what the hell is going on here? This is different. Why now? Let's talk about this weekend. There's all kinds of activity on Sparks Street right now. Can you tell us a bit about that?
I was walking down there. I saw a big, big merry-go-round and Ferris wheel, and
also talk about the outdoor screen that Ottawa has been lacking in the downtown area.
Yeah, well, we have got so much going on this summer. Our goal was to really launch a huge and an exciting program. So this weekend is part of our Spring on Sparks, where we've got an actual carnival down here, covering 2 squares from Edcalf to Bank. 50-foot Ferris wheel, all ready to go for this weekend. So whether you're bringing the kids or you want to be a kid yourself, come on down. We've got Artist Alley featuring 10 very exciting, very awesome artists here in Ottawa.
And is Artist Alley going to be going on all summer?
Yes, it is. It's going to start this Friday, May 3rd, go to Sunday, and then it's going to run right all to October.
Oh, that's amazing. So what are they doing? Are they doing canvases on the street, or are they painting right on the street?
No, good question. They have their booths. There's 10 booths set up, and they're going to have their paintings and their arts and everything available. They're going to be doing some work as people come by. You can come down and buy their work. Okay. Their work is actually, the second part of that, guys, is we've got a bunch of sculptures that are coming on Sparks as well. The gentleman who is part of that, building all that art in the Ottawa River, he's actually going to build a big Unekshuk right at the semicircle at Medcalf and Sparks. So
cool.
It's really going to bring some animation to the street. We're excited about it. The second part to that Artist Alley is that we have about 125 pieces of art from Elgin right now to Lyon in the actual shops and restaurants. Some of them actually look like studios. So we're inviting people to come down. They can buy the art if they'd like, or just come and check it.
And it's all local artists.
All local artists.
Amazing.
There's a walking tour map on our website at sparkstreetmall.com, and come down. It's free.
And for other artists, sorry, I didn't interrupt. For other artists out there, can other artists still get in? Other local artists that are listening?
Definitely, we have room. I think we have 10 right now. Our hope is that over the summer we'll somewhere between say 15 and maybe 20. But they just have to contact the office. We'll put them in contact with our coordinator. And get them on board.
How do they contact?
They can reach us at 613-230-0984 or info at Sparks Live.
Info at sparkslive.com.
I just want to say something about the Ferris wheel. When people hear that or whatever, they're like, "Oh, that's just another Ferris wheel. It's just another kind of what do you
gimmick
call it?
Of sorts."
Yeah, kind of. But this is one where you can overlook the Parliament buildings and all across the downtown area.
It's going
to like gorgeous days like this with it's not a cloud in the sky. That's incredible views. To take photos, people like their Instagramming. Like that's some good Instagramming opportunities.
Great views
right there.
Because you're basically looking all the way down east-west on Sparks Street, where basically it's connecting both parts of the city. Yeah. So the views are tremendous. It's in a historic district. As you know, some of the oldest architecture is right here in Sparks.
Yeah.
And it's funny because we were talking to the guys as they came in last night or the other night to set up at 10 o'clock. They never come down to a city core.
Yeah.
So they're actually excited being down here because they've never been in an urban environment with their carnival. It's usually in a field or a parking lot.
Yeah.
They're actually downtown.
That's
so
an interesting idea.
it's exciting for everybody.
Oh, what more about the screen?
Yeah.
Are you going to be showing? Is it just for Sens games?
Yes, we're making a commitment for those people who are not being able to make the trip down to Montreal and want to be with their other fans, whether it be Montreal or Ottawa. We've partnered with Howard's Fine Jewelers and 3 Brewers, and the BIA stepping up. We're going to promote the game on a 12 by 9 foot screen down at Sparks Street and Bank. We're going to do it for the playoffs, but I think what's going to happen, and depending on how the crowd reacts, we're looking to do some other stuff on the street. If the crowds come and there's a lot of interest, maybe movies on the mall, sporting events, whatever the case.
It's what happens in Festival Square in Melbourne.
Yes.
And so, like, I love that square. They used to have free concerts there. Foo Fighters have played there. So many other great bands.
Well, that's the thing.
I mean, it's just free come down. Okay, sorry.
I was just going to say, that's the thing that Spark Street's missing. I mean, there's lots of other pedestrian areas in different cities.
Yeah.
And they seem to thrive. And, I mean, it's a huge tourist spot. But, I mean, no one that actually lives in our city tends to frequent enough. You know what I mean?
Right. That's right.
So I think that it's great that, we're
I think anytime you can
here.
bring a high level and a good variety of animation, even to the point where we're looking to paint the street, whether with 3D art, street art.
It's funny. I was actually thinking that because I saw a really good 3D art picture
people
today.
People come
actually.
down and they flock by the hundreds or the thousands because that's what you should be doing on a street like Sparks.
Absolutely.
And helping out local businesses along there as well. So the screen just brought me to 2 other thoughts.
Yeah.
You were talking about a summer concert series. So would that be taking place in that same area on Bank Street?
We're actually, the only reason why it's down there this for tonight and tomorrow's game is because we've got the carnival on 2 and 3 and the Artist Alley on 1. So we thought, well, the space is there. We've got the plaza if people just happen to be walking by. So it seems to be the most open space.
Yeah.
But when we get to the summer concert series, when we launched New Year's, as you know, this year, we're actually, because we're planning to grow the event, we're actually looking to have the stage set up near just east of Bank Street on Sparks.
Nice. Okay.
So it'll open that whole corridor over the 3 squares.
So you're looking to do that for next year?
Well, our New Year's, I
New
think,
Year's next
because
I think you got a bit more than you anticipated this year, no?
a little bit. So I think with the sport from CTV now that they're going to broadcast next year's New Year's Eve, I think we have to really plan and give some serious thought as to how many people are going to come down here.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to spread it out. We're going to use that location just across from CBC just to see how that rolls in terms of setup. But I think that's where we're going to have the summer concert series this summer.
Okay. Awesome. That's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, so we'll just take our quick break and listen to one more song from Goodluck Assembly. This song's called Find Me Out. This is off their, I think their first or second album, Glowscape. I think it's their first album. So we'll be right back with Les. We'll talk more about the New Year's Eve party and more things, the zip line and more things coming to Sparks Street. So we'll be right back.
Above a steeple with talents like an eagle, then swoop into your spirit, so quiet you can't hear it. Control, what you gonna say? Control is the only way. How they gonna find me out? How they gonna
once again, that was Goodluck Assembly. A great group and some great group of guys there. So we're here with Les Gagne from Sparks Street. Let's talk a little bit about New Year's and how it came about. I mean, there must have been a lot of preparation for that event, and the other ones following that event.
You know what? It's one of the things that when I came on board, guys, I really wanted to put something together that was going to make a statement in the city of Ottawa. Mm-hmm. And put Spark Street back on the map to say, you know what, there is a new Spark Street coming down. Mm-hmm. Come be a part of it, right? So yeah, there was a lot of planning that went into it, a lot of things we had to work out. But when we secured our, when we pitched CTV at that time to be our presenter, my goal was to, within 2 to 3 years, to get it televised, because we knew that we were going to get a lot of visibility, a lot of good publicity. And they said, you know what, give us your pitch, and we did. It turned out very positive. They said right away, we're on board. We'll give it the first year with some media support, and if it goes well and meets our objectives, we'll go broadcast live in year 2, maybe 3.
Perfect.
So it was an opportunity for us, but the one thing, as you know, we had plans for 5,000 people.
Yeah.
We had a certain number of police officers on board. We had security. Our stage and everything was set up roughly for 5, maybe a few more thousand people. When we ended up, and from 3 sources, they said that it was, if not 20, it was even maybe over 20.
Yeah.
You know, we thought we did something right. We found an opportunity, but the city of Ottawa was telling us that they want to be part of something really cool.
Yeah.
We were just fortunate to be the ones to bring it to them. Yeah. So this year now, with the support of CTV, they're going to really get on board to broadcast it. They've confirmed that they're going to do that. And so we're anticipating a much bigger crowd, a greater program. Not that the Arkells weren't fabulous, and Autumn's Ken and everybody else. But we just now have a glorious opportunity to grow the numbers.
For sure.
As we actually go towards our 150th birthday.
Yeah.
And there's a huge party going to be on the hill, so Sparks Street's going to be the first place that people want to come to, and then everyone else will sit up on the hill.
Well, so then New Year's, that led into your next event, which was Winter Brood, which I would have to say was a good success. I enjoyed it, and I mean, as cold as it was that day, there was quite a few people out there.
There was quite a few people, but the major thing was the lineups for people that prepaid. So a lot of people, you know, what can we tell those hesitant to go next year?
Sure.
Hopefully we do it again next year. It was great for the local breweries. But maybe some changes. But tell us a bit about the Winter Brood Festival.
Well, listen, by the way, what was do you remember your favorite beer, or was there just more than one?
There was a lot.
This
I mean, Bose had quite a bit there, and I mean, I had some friends that were DJing at right at the Bose Brewery section.
Yeah.
We did tour quite a bit. Yeah. I mean, me and Nick definitely tried out a couple of different kinds, but.
I was surprised. Hogsback got a lot of great feedback. Obviously, Mill Street had great success with their tent. But there was one, I think, called Out of the Pale.
Yes.
Beyond the
Pale.
I think they're
expanding really large right now.
Very tasty beer.
And we started in November.
I wanted to get that out of the way so that your listeners sort of get a better feel for.
Well, I think we're going to have to go talk with Beyond the Pale sooner than later. As
well as you know, the first thing, Nick, I would say to everybody who came down and was a part of the event to make it what it was, a big thanks, because minus 15, minus 20, and we had probably anywhere between 10 and 12,000 people, depending on who you talk to. For a first year, I think it was a tremendous success. So I would say, listen, thanks everybody for coming down to help alleviate some of the concerns with the lines and the lineups, etc. I know in speaking with JP from the National Capital Beer Week, we really want to address some of the issues. How do we get those people to get registered or signed up, get their cup, and get to the beer a lot quicker?
Yeah.
So we've basically did an exit strategy. We've looked at different options, and I know he's fully committed, as are we, to address that, to make it shorter. If you prepay, I want it to be an incentive that you get right to in front of a keg. Yeah. So I think we're addressing that issue. We're obviously going to provide more ticket booths for people to actually come and pay and get set up. But just logistically,
possibly more volunteers as well.
More volunteers. We went through a long list, and I said, guys, if we're going to do this, and I think we have the potential to make this a major festival.
No, for sure.
Now that we've got obviously Darcy McGee's being a huge pub and a draw on one end. Now 3 brewers at Bank Street. It wants in. So you're going to extend that over 3 blocks or squares easily. Yeah. We now have more room and more capacity. We just got to make sure that the people that are coming down wanting to experience it we're providing great customer service.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and so that brings us to upcoming things that people can expect.
A lot of events happening in summer.
Lots of events. I guess let's talk about the zip line. Let's get that.
We're it's funny because when we first announced this, we were looking for something in the fall to say, listen, what could we do on Sparks Street that would, because we're pretty busy during the day. Everybody will agree. During the day from say 10 to 3, whatever it is, it's pretty intense.
Yeah.
But it gets pretty quiet after 4 and weekends. So we actually ran into a guy that was here at our car show last year, and he had said, why don't you maybe look at the possibility of zipline? Mm-hmm. So we started doing some investigating. It turned out that the company that we're talking to right now we're working with operates in Vegas. They bring over 400,000 people a year. After foreign weekends is the best part of their business. Yeah. But it's a Canadian company. So,
really?
Yeah. So we're really in a good position right now that our proposal should be in front of the city by the end of next week for them to review. I know some people thought this was a publicity stunt. No. It's a legitimate opportunity that I think would be a dynamic fit.
Well, and where would this start and finish? Like, where would the takeoff point be?
When they were on site, they looked at a couple of locations, but I think their favorite location and one they felt it was most suitable from an operations and a promotion standpoint was up on Square One between Elgin and Metcalfe, almost at the midway point. Yeah. And then going over Metcalfe, because the one in Vegas right now actually goes over a working street, and it actually Fremont. That's right. It actually stopped right near the just east of yesterday's restaurant, patio, right near the telephone booth. So it's about 850 to 1,000 feet, 3 to 4 lines, and
so you can go up with a couple of buddies and all zip down at the same time.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
We're talking fundraisers for charities.
Yeah, for sure.
All kinds of neat stuff that's going to enhance the street at all hours. So
we're really excited about that goes through. Now there was another rumor that we had about a streetcar potentially going through. Did there used to be a streetcar back in the day on like in Sparks Street?
There was.
It was bumping?
At one time, this was, as you know, this is the oldest street, dates back to 1840, 1842. Mm-hmm. So this was really the mecca for trade, business, excitement, entertainment, social. And there was a streetcar. So we've had the experience, and there's a number of people that are very committed, and they'd love to see some kind of streetcar operation be brought back to Sparks Street. We're not sure of the timeline because there's a lot involved.
And like we were talking earlier, it could cause some issues with other things that we're planning for.
That's
here, right? You're having big events and having a streetcar roll right through it might be
you have to find some balance, and I think those details have to be worked out. But the fact that people are showing a lot of interest in wanting to bring stuff to Sparks Street, I think is probably the most important part of what we're trying to do. So it's all good.
Another thing, the food truck challenge with the new food trucks. When is that looking?
The rally is scheduled right now for May 16th and 17th, and we've reached out to all of the trucks that the City of Ottawa has given licenses to. And we know the success of a similar festival in Hamilton, actually on Ottawa Street. It's called So Hungry. They've had up to 24 food trucks, over 12,000 people.
Wow!
And it's a major economic coup for that area. So we'd like to think that if we can bring that many people down here to start talking about Sparks Street, have some fun, engage with our merchants, it's going to be a successful.
I mean, you do great with Ribfest either way. Yeah. I mean, I've been here a couple times.
200,000 people, 5 days, and it was the best. It was their best year for sales last year in 22 years.
Oh, really?
For Ribfest.
Yeah. And is there anything going to be different for this year's Ribfest?
There is. We're actually going to add most likely at least 1, maybe 2 new ribbers.
Okay.
That's the rib stations.
Yeah.
We call them ribbers. They got their own little lingo. We're going to have live entertainment, and we're looking at the possibility of beer gardens.
Okay.
And some more vegetarian type sort of complementing options, because people come down and they say, "I love Ribfest."
Yeah, I can only eat so much coleslaw.
Yeah. So we added corn.
Corn coleslaw.
Yeah, we added a roasted corn last year.
Yeah.
Twisted potato.
The blooming onions. It's always a fan favorite.
So that's the sort of stuff people just want to be a part of it. It's their community. So why not cater to them?
I love it. I love that time.
And you're also mentioning a car show.
Yeah. Well, we had such success last year with ours. It was our first go at it. We had 35 cars registered, and it actually poured rain. What's important here is that we still managed to get 69 cars. And if you talk to anybody that takes care of these beauties,
they don't come
out in the rain because it's a lot of work to clean. But they wanted to be here, so we decided to not only have a car show July 20th on the Saturday, but we're going to do a classic cruise night every Friday night, rock and roll theme, 5 to 9, and we're inviting everybody with a classic car or any car that they feel that people want to see and be a part of.
Oh, that's cool.
Come down line up the street from Elgin all the way down to Lyon.
Down Sparks.
Down Sparks Street.
That's incredible.
Wow, that's
Friday
great.
night, where would you want to be, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Thursday nights, you're making bigger dance parties too.
Yes, our Salsa on Sparks is back. We're growing that event. We're looking at block parties where people can come down and walk freely, grab a beverage, do some salsa. There's all kinds of neat stuff that we're really looking to do on Sparks. So we're really excited about it.
I guess, speaking of Sparks, as always, we have the businesses and being key on businesses.
Yeah.
How are we going to get more people into the businesses? How are we going to get them happier? Extended. I know the lease problems with NCC. I hear about that all the time.
Yeah.
But we also have Canadian kiosk and digital rewards. So if you can remind people more about what we're looking to do there for the businesses.
We actually wanted to find something to replace our original program, which is called Sparks Bucks, and it was the limitations, guys, with that was it was literally like Canadian Tire money. We really had no way of managing or knowing where it was being spent.
Yeah.
Now we've moved it to a digital opportunity, almost like a loyalty or rewards program. Canadian kiosk, they know what they're doing. We're quite comfortable and happy to have them on board and working with us. But it's going to be a real opportunity to for people to come and shop down here, get points, win concert tickets, win VIP guest passes at our events. A lot of it's just integrated to engage with the merchants and have them be a part of what the people want. So we're excited about it. And actually our first real launch is obviously coming up. But it's going to tie in with our Sparks Racing because we're sponsoring a race car that's racing out in Stittsville.
Oh, no.
And so we've got we know that, for example, the demographic that watch racing are male and a lot of kids. So when we do Ribfest promotions, that's who's going to be in the stands. That's who we want down here. Kids for Buskerfest, which is all new and improved, by the way.
Tell us about Buskerfest.
Yeah, well, we actually hired a producer this year.
Okay.
Brian from Cow Guys is going to work with us. He's well connected to the busker community, but our goal is to make this the best Buskerfest in the country, the most popular for the buskers to come to, and we're adding basically a brand new lineup of 13 buskers.
Wow.
We're going to have a local stage to promote local buskers. So there's a lot of stuff that we're adding.
What's the when are the dates for the Busker Festival?
The dates, guys, are a long weekend in August, so August 1st to the 4th.
Okay.
Awesome.
And I always miss that because I'm at Oshiega all the time. Always miss
Stick
that.
around, Nick.
Awesome
Stick
event,
around.
yeah.
I'll try.
What can we do to keep you here?
Bring Oshiega.
Yeah, exactly. Stay tuned.
So just one final thing.
Yeah.
Because I know a lot of people have had questions, including Charles, my buddy, about the benches, the new benches that are on
Yes.
Sparks Street. Some of them don't have backs. I just
know.
find that odd.
Is that good or bad?
I don't. I think it's
Well,
not good.
You can sit from either angle.
Well, first of all,
But I found out what the reason was, and just to let the people know the actual
a
reason.
couple of things, guys. Those benches, when we did our pick your seat contest last year, that was the winning bench that the public voted for.
Oh,
The
there you
ones
go.
without backs?
Well, the whole design. So
The design's fine.
what you have there now is a recycled material.
Yeah.
So we're trying to be a bit green.
That's good.
They've now got the embroider or the print of Sparks Street BIA.
Perfect.
So we're really excited about the look and feel. You ask about no backs or the backless.
Yeah.
That idea comes from the ability of people sitting in little zones. Okay. So we're actually going to be creating zones so they actually sit on both sides of the bench.
Back to back?
See?
Back
So
to back.
me and Andrew will sit,
Whatever.
do an episode, we'll just sit back to back.
Yeah.
Whatever
I
you'd
mean,
like
you
to
know,
do, that's what
people
we're
can sit behind us while we're
exactly.
side by side.
Exactly. So we're using these to create these zones.
Okay.
And that's why we decided to throw in a couple of backless.
All right. Yeah, I just wanted
Good
to
on
get
you.
that
Well,
out.
that's great.
Anyways,
Spark Street's happening. That's
See you,
there's a lot
absolutely.
going on this summer.
There is,
Pretty
and as
much
you
every
know,
weekend,
it's
so.
playoff hockey.
Yeah.
We're obviously we're trying to do our best to promote the Sens.
Yeah.
So we've got a big screen TV.
Yeah.
which
So
will be on
Bank and Sparks. Get
Sparks
down,
and
watch the
Bank,
game.
Yeah.
games on. Come on down, wear
Follow
your colors,
Spark-
bring your chair.
Yep. Follow Sparks Street at Sparks Street on Twitter. The website is
SparkStreetMall.com.
perfect. Well, would you like to stick around while we discuss some events going on this weekend, other than everything going on at the Carnival?
Love to.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Tonight we got the big money shot still continuing at Ritual. Go Along, who has been on our show, is going to be performing, so we hope they do pretty well.
Yeah.
Tomorrow we got Spins and Needles, the Cinco de Mayo edition. So what Spins and Needles is you spend like $8 for a cover,
Okay.
and you get a art kit at a bar, and you get to just listen to good beats and put together some art. So this one's going to be making a piñata. So that's going to be pretty
Very
cool.
nice.
Pretty cool. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday, you have Jane's Walks all across the city. So do you know what Jane's Walks are?
No, talk to me.
So Jane's Walks are walks put on by people that know their area of town very well and know background stories behind them. So I know Dennis Van, I will never remember his last name. You can hit me up. It's Den Van on Twitter.
Sure.
He's going to be doing a lot in Westboro
Yeah.
and the Bytown area around here because he knows this area very well. Andrew King, who we spoke about with the art show, who's going to be on this show in the future, he's going to be doing a Westboro walk, and they just know so much information, and they happen in all parts of the city.
Are
It's
they
very
coming down,
interesting.
Sparks? Can we get them to come down, Sparks?
I
think we
I'll
should
talk
talk.
to them. I'll talk to them for
Yeah,
sure.
set that up.
I think there is one that
Okay,
deals
cool.
with the architecture in the downtown area.
Very nice.
Of course, we got the Sens games. We got Colorado kicking off. Tulip Festival kicks off this weekend
Our
as well.
neighbors.
All right.
So you got the free show kickoff at the corner of Elgin and Laurie on Friday night. So that's another great show. We got an art battle at the Arts Court. You're asking what the heck is an art battle? Because that's what I was doing. It's a live competition painting event. So you have 12 painters that take 20 minutes, and it's create the best work. With people walk around, see, and they get a specific like what the direction is. They have to see how they take it that way. That's just a cool little idea.
Yeah,
I
for
like
sure.
it. I
On
like it.
Saturday, you got Keys and Crates and Thugly are both going to be at Ritual. Both of those groups will be at Blues Fest as
Excellent.
well. And Thugly, being from Ottawa originally, hopefully we'll get them on the show sooner than later as well.
Absolutely.
Then on Monday, we also have another great event. It's going to be held at Oz Cafe. It's another art show featuring new work from Phil Laporte, Matt Watson, and Pat Buck. There's also going to be music provided by Calcutta and Elvomsky.
Sweet.
So again, that's at Oz Cafe on Monday. So make sure you check that out. Monday evening, it's going to be fantastic.
Who can leave Ottawa on the weekends? Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, look at how much
Why
that
would you
stuff's
want
going.
to?
Why would you want
Why
to?
would you want to?
I don't know.
I think, guys, what you're doing, it's just tremendous. And I think people are realizing that we don't have to go to Toronto, Montreal
Well, that's
for
where our show's
entertainment.
Not at all. Especially the
And
gas
this is
prices
why-
these days. Save your gas money.
I know, spend it
Stay
here.
here.
Have some fun.
We
that's
want to
why
just
I'm
get
glad
it out
you're
there.
here. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Les.
Bring it on.
Next week we have we'll try Rob Decker again. He was out of town this week. Thanks for switching the dates.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. So
Good to
we'll
be
have
here.
Rob Decker next week, and have a great week.
Yeah, and so we're going to finish off with one more from Goodluck Assembly as well.
Yeah, this is their second song from the new album Demonstration. It's called Volcanoes. So I hope you enjoy. Have a great week.
Yeah, take care.
Thank you.